Hey there guys, Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. I'm working on some PFT stuff here today, and I just came across something that I wanted to share with you. Now this is something I've seen before, but I wanted to document this today before it gets memory holed from the internet and this person realizes the mistake that they've made. Now I was just checking out my video that I released yesterday called Traveling to the USA Sucks. A new enhanced security equals TSA on PCP, and I'm scrolling through the comment section here, which I normally don't do, but I'm really glad I did today, because I ended up coming across this guy right here, Corey Steele, who appears to be having a rather long, lengthy conversation with himself. He just goes back and forth talking to himself. It would almost appear as if this person forgot to log out of one of the accounts and then log into another, or have a couple of tabs open on two separate accounts to make it appear as if it's two people having a conversation, when in fact it's just one person. He starts off this thread saying something to the effect of, I've been banned here in Canada for life. Naturally, I don't want Canadians coming to the US, so go home. And he goes on, and there's going to be a war. You'll know what to do. I know you will. Oh, I know what not to do. What should people do? Oh, perhaps it's for the worst. I wanted more. I've been banned in Canada for life. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't want anyone to think for one moment that I know a single soul from Canada. Oh, you don't like them. I don't even have to ask. If I'm going to play with Canadians, it'll be under my rules. Oh, you should have banned them. F them. Hey, I'm with you. I'm ready to fight. I'll take you over 10 Canadians. That's not fair. I'll take you over 10 Canadians and 10 Americans put together. Ah, that's better. See, this is the exact same person going back and forth, having the same conversation with them. So this is clearly someone who has made a mistake, because when we go to look at their profile, we click on this user's profile, and this is what it looks like. I'll refresh it here so you can see there's nothing to it. They have 2 subscribers, no video tab, no about tab, no information whatsoever. So it's clear to me that this account was set up specifically with the purpose of trolling my channel and my page. And you might be asking, what on earth would be the purpose of something like that? Well, there's a number of reasons why someone would have an interest in doing this. For example, the government often wants to steer the narrative of certain topics into a direction that's going to be beneficial to them. Now, if somebody wants to engage with this guy, they end up joining in on this particular conversation. The entire narrative, the whole thread of the whole comments under this particular video could be steered in a whole nother direction, in a place other than it should be going. Not to mention, this person could be fishing for anybody to engage in any kind of illegal activity. I mean, for example, here he's, just says, we're ready for war and stuff like, I'm with you if you're ready to fight. When they use those kinds of words, they're often looking for any of my followers, anybody who's paying attention to PFT, to engage in violence or any kind of illegal activity, and they're essentially fishing for that. So this is something that definitely goes on. We have to be aware of this. It's not just your average 13, 14-year-old troll kid sitting in his basement just having fun, making fun of people. No, we're talking about a higher level of trolling here. Paid government operatives who have been doing this for a long time. In fact, here's an article from Glenn Greenwald on the Intercept. It was put out back in 2014. How covert agents infiltrate the internet to manipulate, deceive, and destroy reputations. And he's got a whole bunch of declassified documents here explaining how these intelligence communities do this. Look at this, a disruption operation playbook, essentially a manual on how to infiltrate, how to create a ruse, and it goes on and on. Here you can see they talk about setting up a honey trap. This is like what I was referring to, essentially fishing for anybody to engage in any kind of violence or illegal activity. We scroll down here and we can see there's charts on human psychology. It gets incredibly in-depth on how they manipulate society through this troll program. Literally controlling the narrative through trolling various political groups and activist communities. Look here, identifying and exploiting fracture points. Things that push a group together, shared opposition, shared ideologies, common beliefs. You create tension, and these are things that can pull the group apart. Personal power, pre-existing cleavages, competition, ideological differences. So they literally have manuals for how to do this. So I'll include a link to this one in the description, so you can see it for yourself. There's literally government operational manuals for how to do this, how to disrupt these communities within Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. And here in Canada, we're certainly not immune. The Canadian government has been engaging in this since the Harper era. In fact, I came across this clip I want to show you briefly from CTV of this pundit, or some technology expert, apparently, who's sympathizing with the government, saying, yeah, of course they would have an interest in wanting to, influence commentary on YouTube and Facebook and steer the conversation in their direction. Why wouldn't the government want to do that? Just get a load of what this guy here from CTV had to say on this video released back in 2011.
Do you think the government's monitoring what you and I are saying right now? Is this whole thing getting out of line or what?
Well, I think the potential is certainly there, and I really hate to be the cynic here, because we really should be applauding the government for recognizing that social media are the new way that Canadians keep in touch, and certainly in order to be involved in that discussion, you have to be involved in that discussion as well. So, kudos to Harper's Conservatives, to the government for wading into the wilds of social media and starting to move policy generation into this new realm. It only makes sense.
It only makes sense, he says. Kudos to the government, to the Harper government, for moving, in this direction, technology-wise. What a crazy world we live in, guys. I can't believe that we're to this point, and I have to deal with stuff like this. And my message today is the best way to deal with this, essentially, is to not feed the trolls. What that means is to simply just ignore it completely. Engaging in conversation and reacting to this is exactly what they want. I suppose some could make the argument that that's what I'm doing now. I'm responding to this guy and I'm engaging in the reaction, but I'm reacting to him and giving him what he wants. But I wanted to bring this to your attention today, that this does go on. There is such a thing as COINTELPRO, where it's a government program where they want to actively infiltrate activist communities, political groups. This does go on, so beware, be vigilant of this, and know that they are trying to steer the narrative. So all I can say is, if you're getting trolls, the more trolls you're getting just means the better work you are doing. So ignore them and just continue banging out those videos, banging out those vlogs, engaging in your political activity, whatever it is that you are engaging in and dealing with trolls. Just ignore them and keep going. It just means you're on the right path. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll leave links to all of these in the description below. And be sure to check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/pressfortruth. If you appreciate the work we're putting out here, we would certainly appreciate your contribution by donations or by becoming a PFT patron. Just a few bucks a month goes a long way in helping me to continue do this kind of work. So stay tuned, guys. We've got more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.